Hello everyone and welcome back to another average review. And today we're going to be taking a look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Adam West Batman. Now there was another McFarlane line based on exclusively the Adam West Batman show that was smaller and less articulated, but this is an Adam West Batman in the DC Multiverse line proper. So starting off with the packaging, and there's some differences with the regular boxes. And I'm not a huge fan of a couple of them. Now, looking down here, we can see just the name Batman, you know, the DC Multiverse logo. But we also see the Batman Classic TV series logo right here. Not the worst idea in the world. But then we have this ad for the retro 60s Batman Cowl sweepstakes that's going on. And honestly, it just really clutters the design. And it's also the they also have the QR code right here, you know, for more information. And I don't know, it feels like it really crowds up the front of the box. On the side, we can see it's Batman from the Batman Classic TV series, which seems a bit redundant since you also have that exact thing right up here. But on the back, we have a photo of the late, great Adam West, the best Batman, you know, which I think is a very good touch. They also have the Batman Classic TV series logo up here. Now, I have some nitpicks about the box, but who cares? It's the box. I'm gonna open it and throw it out anyways. Alright, getting him out of the package, and this is pretty much a perfect Adam West Batman. Now, he is probably about a 100% new sculpt, but I think there are some, well, there might be some shared general details as Nightfall Batman. I think the knee pieces are the exact same, and they probably use the same general sculpt, but they definitely added a lot to it, or should I say removed, since he's a lot less muscular, which is very fitting for the Adam West Batman. I love all the fabric tugs on the gloves, the trunks, and the boots, along with this pitch-perfect Adam West Batman mask. And I don't think the likeness is that bad. I mean, that's a pretty good Adam West Batman. The logo? Amazing. That is a great Adam West Batman logo. I do feel like there's something missing from the belt, but I'm not sure what. I do like that they have this shiny gold for this belt buckle area. Still, I feel like there's just a bit missing from the actual utility belt. You know, very, very good. I feel like, though, the cape is a bit long. I mean, the Adam West Batman cape came to around, like, the boot area. It came down to around there. So this is in my opinion, way too long. Doesn't mean it's bad, though. I mean, hey, more cape means more posability on the wired cape, but we'll get to that later. Speaking of posability, though, let's move on to that. His head is on a dumbbell joint, and he can look up a very high amount. Can't really bury the chin, though. Can turn side to side and tilt. Very nice amount of it. He's got a rotator cuff, which lets him move forward, back, up, and down, and he's got shoulders that can spin around, and, along with the rotator cuff, hinge a bit above 90 degrees. He's got bicep swivel, which gets him some turn up there, double-jointed elbows with a pretty perfect bend, and McFarlane-style hand articulation, where you move them up and down, and you can spin them at the wrist and the hand itself to get some more posing options, like instead moving it side to side while also turning the wrist around. You know, it's a very nice system. Now, he's got a diaphragm joint and waist articulation that lets him arch back this far, hunch forward this far, tilt side to side, and get twist both at the upper torso and the lower torso, although it is limited by the belt. Moving down below the belt, and he's got legs that can split this far. It's a very good amount. And kick forward this far, which is limited by his trunks. He's got a bit of twist in the hip, which nearly all McFarlane figures have, but I always forget it in reviews because, like, who uses it? He's got double-jointed knees, though, with a pretty good bend. Feet that can inch forward, backwards, pivot side to side, and swivel, along with toe articulation. But there's a little more posability, not in terms of joints, but in terms of the cape, since it's actually wired. And I mean, that's a great amount of cape, you know? You can get flared up, you know, in a sort of gliding position. You can have it sort of wrap around him. You know, it's a very nice touch, and I am a big fan of the fact that McFarlane is consistently giving us wired capes nowadays. Moving on to figure comparisons now, we're starting off with the standard size comparison for this series, the Marvel Legends Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and Spinneret. Since this guy's in 7-inch scale, he really doesn't scale with Marvel Legends figures. Moving on to DC figures, though, we have Mattel and McFarlane DC Multiverse versions of Tim Drake as Red Robin. I much prefer the Mattel one with most McFarlane figures since it's smaller and also has that classic red and green color scheme. For more Bat family members, we have Damian Wayne Robin and Barbara Gordon Batgirl. Here he is with Dick Grayson, the original Robin, as Batman from Batman Reborn. And the most important Bat family member, Alfred Pennyworth. This is from Mattel's DC Multiverse line. But for a world's finest team-up, here he is with the Rebirth and Action Comics 1000 Superman body molds. These are much more Christopher Reeves-esque color schemes, which I think fits with an Adam West Batman. There is an upcoming Reeves Superman, but I think that's gonna be a pain to track down, so I don't think I'll be able to get it, unfortunately. Also, here's the Adam West Batman with McFarlane versions of Flash and Green Lantern because of that really weird TV special I don't hear, like, anyone talk about called Challenge of the Superheroes that had the Adam West versions of Batman and Robin along with a couple Justice League members. I don't know, it's weird to think that technically the first live-action Justice League is, like, never talked about. Also, this isn't the right Green Lantern for that special, but I don't know, that's just something weird I wanted to mention. Moving on to Batman villains, though, we of course have to start out with the Joker. On the left we have the Rebirth version, and on the right we have the Three Jokers criminal version. Now, if only we got a Cesar Romero Joker figure in this line, with a very visible mustache, just like on the show. Here he is with Penguin and the Riddler. Penguin is specifically from the Arkham City wave. And finally, for villains who appeared on the Adam West show, we have the DC Essentials Nightfall Catwoman and the McFarlane Mr. Freeze. Yes, Mr. Freeze did appear on the Adam West Batman show, and in fact, he was played by 3 different actors. So I guess that makes him similar to the Catwoman from this show in that regard. Although, if you're wondering, here he is with the DC Collectibles Arkham Knight Red Hood, since there was actually an Adam West Batman skin in that game. Also, come on, these guys look hilarious next to each other. Although, for some directly relevant comparisons, here's Batman with the Mattel Adam West show versions of Robin and Batgirl, and the Mattel version of the Adam West Batman. And man, it is amazing to see how far we've come in terms of Adam West Batman figures. Although, for a more recent plastic version of the Adam West Batman, here he is with the Lego version of Batman and his Batmobile. Although, as is tradition on this channel, here's the McFarlane DC Multiverse Adam West Batman with Hit Monkey and Goliath. Now, in terms of the accessories, this Batman definitely doesn't hold back. But let's start out with the boring stuff, you know, the non-specific accessories. He comes with the standard DC Multiverse figure stand, you know, it's a nice thing to have with a figure, and a trading card, but this one isn't the usual one, because it's actually the card you use to enter the sweepstakes for the Retro Batman cowl. There's a QR code on the side, an actual scratch-off code to enter the sweepstakes. In terms of alternate hands, Adam West Batman comes with 2 accessory holding hands. This scratching his chin hand for when he's thinking of an idea. A pointing hand for when he comes up with an idea. And a pair of Bat-Tusi hands for when he wants to do the greatest dance made by humanity. In terms of accessories he can hold, though, he comes with his Bat Radio. I always thought this thing kind of looked like a face. And his trusty Batarang. I'd like to mention there's actually a little hole in it that I assume you'd put a string through so that he could have his bat rope to climb up buildings and meet some special guests on the way up there. Now, for some finishing thoughts, I gotta say, I absolutely love this figure. It's pretty much impossible to hate the old Adam West Batman, so getting a figure of him is fantastic. And hey, it certainly helps that this figure is really, really good. The physique is accurate to the Adam West Batman, the accessories are all nice bonuses. In fact, I think the only thing that he could have come with, other than, well, what we had, is maybe a pair of fists, which would have been nice, and, of course, the classic shark repellent. But I think what he comes with is more than enough. And so, I'll give the McFarlane DC Multiverse Adam West Batman an, in my opinion, deserved 10 out of 10. It's perfect for what it's trying to do, be a nostalgic throwback to a more bright night. If some of you guys didn't know, it's actually going to be my birthday tomorrow. I got this guy as an early birthday gift, since Mondays don't seem like a great time for, a birthday party. And honestly, I couldn't be happier with him. So, to everyone here that's, still watching, have a great day, 'cause you deserve it. And for the next review, well, you might want to tune in on the same bat time, same bat channel. Bye-bye.